Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the True Talk podcast. I'm joined in this episode by Phil.
Hey guys.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Kyrie Irving situation. Let's get right into it. A couple weeks back, the NBA star Kyrie Irving got himself into hot water when he decided to repost a controversial documentary on his Twitter account. After Kyrie posted this, he quickly was instructed to apologize for his decision, with Kyrie initially choosing to double down on his post. Soon after he refused to apologize, the NBA decided to suspend Kyrie Irving for 5 games. Sometime after, Kyrie issued an apology for his actions and for anyone he offended with his comments. Many of you guys have been asking me to look into this situation due to how similar it is to Kanye West's situation. Kyrie is getting cancelled right alongside of Kanye for what seems to be the exact same reason, speaking out. Interesting enough, just like Kanye, Kyrie Irving shows obvious signs of being a part of the Masonic order. A while back, I made a video on the NBA regarding its connections to the Masonic order. We spoke about how the NBA is ran by the Masons and how many of their biggest stars are just Masonic puppets. We also spoke about James Naismith, who is the founder of basketball, and how he was a Freemason. We also showed how the biggest stars like Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James are all Masonic members. This made this entire Kyrie situation to me seem strange, as Kyrie has shown on many occasions that he took the Masonic oath. Kyrie Irving, like many other people we have spoken about on this channel, has a photo doing the Masonic all-seeing eye hand gesture. In this photo, we can see Kyrie throwing up the Masonic pyramid. He also has a Masonic pentagram tattooed on his hand, with an eye in the middle, clearly showing that Kyrie is into the occult. Then, Kyrie has another occultic symbol tattooed on his arm called the Hasma, which is believed to protect the wearer of the evil eye. It's just more occultic symbols. Kyrie even released sneakers that feature the Masonic all-seeing eye on them. It's obvious that Kyrie, just like many other NBA superstars, are just Masonic puppets playing a role in the manipulation of the masses. What I found interesting is that Kyrie's situation happened right after Kanye's situation on Drink Champs, which raises a red flag to me. The Masons are known to use puppets to create distractions whenever they need to have people consumed and distracted. I initially thought Kanye's situation was simply a distraction, but as the situation played out, it became obvious that Kanye was truly having a disagreement with the industry and was choosing to stand up against it. The more time goes by, it appears Kanye is playing a dangerous game that tends to have a dangerous outcome. Kanye has been exposing the industry left and right. He spoke about MK Ultra in the industry, and like we recently spoke about, he mentioned his mother being a sacrifice, even going as far as mentioning other celebrities who made sacrifices for their fame and success. It's obvious Kanye has a real beef with the industry. His intentions is what I'm not sure about, but for sure, he is not on good terms with those who run the industry. But when it comes to Kyrie, it doesn't seem like a real beef. It almost seems staged. It's so convenient that right while Kanye is causing a scene in the industry, Kyrie starts to draw attention to himself. Kyrie's punishment wasn't as harsh as Kanye's either. Kyrie got suspended for 5 games, while Kanye basically got cancelled, at least for now. Kyrie also apologized sometime later, which should quickly make the entire situation water under the bridge. I'm just not buying this entire situation, and it honestly seems that Kyrie was just instructed to do what he did in order to get attention off of what Kanye was exposing. Kyrie, unlike Kanye, never really said anything, but really just posted documentaries that I myself haven't even seen yet. This whole Kyrie situation is intriguing to me, I'm not gonna deny it, because when I was researching the NBA and I noticed that Kyrie was a puppet, I put him on the list as one of the NBA stars that are just Masonic puppets. So this caught me completely off guard. You know, the fact that he's claiming he's trying to expose the truth and basically speaking on the same thing that Kanye's speaking. But like we've seen before on this channel, the Masons love using duality, and they also love sending controlled opposition. So they'll make someone appear that he's going against the industry or he's exposing something just so that they can throw people off and be able to control the opposite side.
Yeah, I understand. And also I agree with that. And I actually never noticed that he has all these tattoos on his body. I feel that it's crazy how a situation will happen that might overshadow the Kanye West one.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving, definitely he's covered in them. That's what makes the entire situation so strange to me. How am I supposed to buy this guy who claims to be against the agenda, but then is covered in the symbols that represent the agenda? It just doesn't make sense. It seems like, almost like a spy type thing where they'll send someone in, to distract the masses so they can cover up the real problem. And the real problem is definitely Kanye in this situation, which it has been calming down. It has been toning down. But while Kanye was, swinging, the industry was definitely taking these hits and they were definitely being exposed. Now, when I think about Kyrie Irving, I don't watch basketball religiously, but he's one of the big stars, right?
Yes, he is. He's one of the probably like top 5 most famous people in the NBA.
Already that alone, the fact that you're saying he's one of the top 5 most famous players in the league should let you know that in a Masonic league, this is a Masonic league. There is no way that they're going to let someone that's not down with them, that's not playing the game the way they want it to be played, they're not going to let that man be top 5 in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I agree also. I really agree with that.
Talent-wise, would you say that he's top 5 talent-wise?
He really is. Honestly, in my opinion, he is.
Would you say that there's other players in the league that are just as good but don't get enough recognition as him?
Yeah, there's a lot of players that I feel like are kind of good, but they're just not like in his league of good. I feel like there might be a few that don't get recognition.
But would you say that they're just as talented as Kyrie Irving and they just don't get recognition, right?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
I think that has to do with the Masonic order. There could be some of these NBA players that aren't down with the Masonic order. They aren't playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. They're in the NBA because they're supremely talented, but they're not going to be given this superstar position, if they don't sell out.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like they won't get like the people won't follow them and publish them and like show them off and like make articles about them to make them more famous and like keep them always in topic.
While I was researching the NBA, something that kept coming up, and I want to ask you your opinion about this because you love the NBA, you watched a lot of it. It's one of your preferred sports. That's why when I do NBA videos, I like to get your opinion on it. I saw countless people claiming that the NBA is rigged. I saw this also with the NFL, but a lot of people were saying that the NBA is rigged. Do you think that that's a possibility, or do you think that the NBA isn't at all rigged and it's just, off a player outcome? The good players always win. You understand? What would you say?
I feel like talent-wise, it can be rigged. Deciding who wins kind of is, because if you look at certain games, like they'll make certain calls on certain players, but if another person does it, they won't call it. I feel like it's all the agenda. They want a certain team to win, and now that they got the sport betting in play, I feel like they trying to, make the most money as they can out of it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing that you said. The sports betting, there's definitely going to be some manipulation and some corruption when that comes to play. But not even getting into only that, when we consider the fact that, like you said, there's certain games that appear to be swayed in a certain team's side in order for that team to win. For example, the ref might be more lenient on one team than he is towards the other. And if you ask me, even when you said talent-wise, when we think about the WWE, right? I remember when I was a child, and you as well, we used to watch wrestling, and we used to think it was real until we were told it was fake, right?
Agree.
Even the NBA, I feel like it's the same thing. These stars are stars. They're actors, they're celebrities. Yes, they're basketball players, and of course they have to be phenomenally talented. It's the same thing with the wrestlers, though. In the WWE, they have to be talented. They have to look strong. They have to have the body for it. They have to have the acting skills, even though they're not great actors, but they have to at least be somewhat entertaining. And that's what I believe happens when it comes to the NBA. I honestly feel that, yes, there's a lot of talented players because it is, the professional basketball league. It's supposed to be full of professional, talented basketball players. But I still think since it's a show, there's a Hollywood aspect to it. And it could be just calling calls, but it also could just be throwing games. It could also just be, actual planned games, like they planned the entire game out. This is what's gonna happen. And in this part of the game, we're gonna lose by this many points, and then we're gonna catch up. It's just to keep excitement. Because the way I look at it, if we put all the best players on one team, shouldn't that team always win, right?
They should.
But it doesn't happen like that. There's times where the best team would still lose. And I think that's where they try to make it a TV show. They try to make it something that's entertaining, because how entertaining would it be for the best team to win every single game? I think it'll get boring quickly.
It would. And also, like we was talking about the games be rigged. Like in the NFL, I believe it was a couple weeks ago when the Washington football team, they were supposed to win by 11, and the guy, instead of scoring a touchdown, he went out of bounds and ended the game. So the other team can basically win the spread.
That's exactly what we're saying. Clearly appeared rigged. It clearly appeared like a situation that was created for views, for people to, for entertainment. And also, like you said, because they wanted the other team to win, correct?
They won, but they didn't get the right spread.
Oh, but like the spread was for gambling, right?
And instead of, scoring a touchdown and messing up the spread, he just went out of bounds. And he kept the spread so the other team could win if you picked the other team.
It was on the side of corruption and gambling, right?
Yeah, and also there's another situation. Back in the day, when the Sacramento Kings played the Los Angeles Lakers, the ref that was coaching the games, he betted on the Lakers to win. I believe he did a bet in Las Vegas. The whole time coaching, like calling the game, he was putting fouls on the Sacramento Kings so they could lose automatically, so he can win his gambling bet.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Those are the instances that proves that professional sports could definitely be altered. It could definitely be rigged. It could definitely be controlled. Now, going back to the Kyrie Irving situation, I feel deep down inside that this entire Kyrie Irving situation was simply a distraction to distract people from what Kanye was doing. Because Kyrie Irving is someone that they can control, obviously. They told him, we'll suspend you for 5 games. He apologized. Everything went back to normal. When we look at Kanye West, though, it was a whole different activity. It was a different energy. Kanye West, they closed his bank accounts. They ended all his partnerships. They said that he no longer was a billionaire. All this happened to Kanye West, while Kyrie Irving, if you really look at it, he just got a slap on the wrist and they basically told him, don't say that again. But in reality, it just shows you that Kyrie Irving is really just a puppet. He's able to be controlled. They're able to tell him, look, you do this, we'll make sure you never play a game again. And he stops. I think that Kyrie Irving was literally just playing a role from the beginning. And this is all playing out like this is a mini vacation for him. Yeah, I won't play 5 games. What's the big deal? You understand my point?
But also, Kyrie Irving has other like instances throughout time that he does stuff like this because he be speaking out and speaking the truth. He was like the perfect like individual so he can cover up Kanye's problems that he was causing for the Freemasons. But in reality, Kyrie Irving speaks out all the time. His main message is he's speaking the truth, he's free and all that. But I just feel like they chose him to make this situation so big that it will overshadow Kanye West. Because Kanye West is speaking so like pure to their core and exposing them like so deep.
I agree with you. And I believe that's what Kyrie Irving's situation was. He was simply just trying to quiet things down. And now, if you look at the Kyrie situation, it seems to have died out. You know, nothing seems to have come from it. But if we still take a look at Kanye, they're not letting Kanye back in. And I'm pretty sure that eventually will, once Kanye gets what he wants, or the industry makes Kanye give up on his cause. That's when I believe, you know, this will be solved. But the NBA as a whole, I just can't buy it, like I already said. I know that these stars in the NBA are Masonic puppets. I know what the purpose of the NBA is. It's to manipulate and control. I made a video a long time ago about sports, and I spoke about there was like 5 or 6 different riot instances. Have you heard about this, Phil?
No.
That they would riot after the Chicago games? You should definitely look into this. This is insanity. After the Chicago Bulls won while Michael Jordan was playing, it happened in 6 different instances, or 5, it was either 5 or 6, where, you know, they won the championship game, and then the people of Chicago will go out to the city and destroy their city in honor of celebrating the victory. It just boils down how deeply manipulated people are. The way that these people worship these idols, it just shows you that they are so manipulated and controlled. They won the game. What would be the purpose of them going out and destroying their city? You know what I'm saying?
I never heard of that, and that's actually pretty crazy to celebrate a victory with destroying your own city. That's pretty odd.
They were flipping cars, doing all type of craziness. You understand? And it was happening in celebration. It wasn't that they didn't lose. They didn't have a problem. They didn't end the game early. They were just celebrating a victory. And this is how they were celebrating because they look at these players like God. How many of your friends that you know, Phil, look at these NBA stars like gods?
I agree. There are a lot of individuals who worship these athletes, celebrities for like no reason, just because of their fame and money and their power.
Well, like I always say, guys, we have to make sure we do not let these celebrities manipulate us. This is the purpose. If you look at it from my lens, you see that Kyrie was just sent to shut up Kanye. That was literally the purpose of this. And the whole NBA as a whole, it's really just a game. It's really just a manipulation tactic to keep the people manipulated. And it works perfectly fine. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys want to see more sports videos, let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys.
I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the TruthFit store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the TruthFit store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.